Hey guys, welcome back. This is Cackling Cat. In the last few, we've had some interesting stories. Yeah, I guess so. The last one was actually pretty good. Anyway, today we're going to start off with King of Rats, part not 7. Let's begin. Oh, yeah. It gives me the creeps all the time. When I was in camp, I was a camp assistant, so I did her work often. I was used to being busy. Besides being bossy was fun, if you can't tell. It was troublesome, of course, but I earned a lot of respect from the others that way. Among the others, only Vera dare challenge me. I'm better in a fair fight anyway. We already tried it out. Should I remind you? I just wasn't prepared enough back then. Hadn't exercised the muscles and stuff. Ugh. Okay, you are stronger. Whatever. I love you so much. That's it. Back then, some chatterbox told me that Vera is afraid of the dark. I am not afraid of the dark. Maybe you should tell yourself that. Easy peasy. Sasha came to me one night and said, "This troop isn't big enough for the both of us. Let's make a bet. The loser gets transferred." So I accepted. If only I'd known what her plan was, I would have accepted anyway. In short, we had to go to the catacombs at night. The one who left first was the loser. A deal is a deal, as they say. So we set off at night, and the weather, almost as if on purpose, was cloudy, windy, and it was about to start raining. Besides, the flashlight barely worked. I felt like someone was watching us. We made it to the abandoned military base. We went down to the basement. Sasha was going ahead of me. We entered some room when Sasha turned off the flashlight and said, "Vera, dear, let's save the battery for the way back." But I was creeped out. I said, "Let's get over the bet and have a pull-up contest. That sounds fantastic, right? Way better than being in the dark." I saw her smiling the way she does when she thinks she's won. "What's wrong, Vera?" she said snidely. Afraid of the dark, huh?" I freaked out and turned off the light and regretted it instantly. Because I felt someone watching me. And the way they did was not nice at all. I was all sweaty as I turned the light on, swinging the flashlight around. And Sasha was like, "So..." Less than a minute. I yelled at her and stormed to the outside. But the rain had just started. I wasn't going to go back to the camp, so I made my choice to stay before it was over. And that was the right thing to do because I go now. It is my story. Yeah, go on. After she left, I turned on the flashlight. And when I was about to leave, realized that I couldn't stand up. It seemed like my legs went numb, so I put the flashlight on a nearby box and started rubbing my hips, trying to bring them back to life. It was useless. The thought of calling for Vera came to my mind since she couldn't get very far anyway, and the echo was strong enough in the corridors. But I had just won the bet, so calling for her help would be equal to forfeiting. So I kept on rubbing my legs. Unfortunately, I felt my hands losing control. They were wiggling down my legs, paralyzed as soon as I leaned on the seat. Oh, paralyzed, I soon leaned on the seat, yes. The only thing I was able to do was turning my head. What is up with me? I thought. Am I being paralyzed? Why? I haven't neither fallen nor hit my head or taken any drugs recently. Why can't I move? I was about to piss my pants. Calm down, Alexandra. Calm down. They'll find you missing next morning, and Vera knows where you are. They'll find you by lunch at least. Maybe my senses will be back by that time. Breathe. I was sitting and breathing, and looking at the dim spot of light on the wall when they appeared. I heard the stomping of little feet at first. The beasts stayed in the shadow, but they got bolder, and I could see their red eyes. Whoa, who were they? Rats. My flashlight was almost dead, so I could only see their shapes in the darkness. Then, I hadn't felt it, but I saw one of the creatures get up on my knees. The gray creature sat on its back feet and looked me in the eyes. Help, I whispered, trying to believe it was just a bad dream. But it didn't work, as usual. Help! I yelled at the top of my lungs this time. The horrible beasts hid away from my voice. All of them, but the one sitting on my knees. It kept on sitting, on its back paws, posing its front ones like in a prayer and looking at my face. It seemed like the rat was smirking. Help! I yelled again, realizing deep in my heart that no one was going to come. Oh, I wish I were out of here. The stupid bet, the foolish leadership. What use is any of that if you're going to get eaten alive? I broke into tears of helplessness. That was totally out of my plans. The rats looked away all of a sudden, like it was trying to listen to something. Then it jumped off, and the air trembled with rat footsteps. The horrible things in a single burst ran away from the room, drowned in silence, breaking with my sobbing and some water drops. Was I saved then? Did my scream scare them, or had someone heard it and come to rescue me? I burst into laughter with relief. I was sitting and giggling like an idiot because I was alive. But the fun was broken when some weird noise came from the corridor. The noise of hundreds of small feet and squeaking rats were closing in slowly. My rescue hadn't come yet. No! I shouted. No! Get lost! But the rats didn't listen. The light of my dying flashlight showed me the room filling with a swarm of gray beings. There was something big in the middle of it. The creature got into the beam of light, and I beheld the Rat King. An ugly beast, made of 6 or 7 rats, was sitting on the back of his comrades, moving its paws and muzzle. The beings brought him upon my knees and scattered all over the room. I did not see them, but I knew they were there, around me, watching their king, like in a theater. I was screaming as hard as I could, trying to scare the monster, but it didn't care much. It was heading to my stomach, slowly and clumsily climbing up my skirt, leaving a trace of pus and urine on it. Ugh. At the time, I was awkwardly glad that my body was numb from the neck down. The Rat King made it to his destination, and I heard my shirt ripping as he bit me through it. I had given up on calling for help at the moment. Only howling of helpless and fear, helplessness. Only howling of helplessness and fear. Soon the monster will settle his hunger, and the rest of the swarm will finish that job. A flash of light blinded me, and in a moment I heard a familiar voice shouting, "Get off! Get away with you!" I heard the ripping of fabric, followed by thud, as the monster was slapped into the concrete wall by a childish hand. It was Nastya, storming around the room, kicking the rats and hitting them with flashlights, as if it was a club. I don't know how I didn't fall apart. The rats formed away, carrying their defeated king, while Nastya hugged my neck, close to knocking me out, crying, "Sasha, dear, don't you pass out, please. I'm fine. I'm fine." I stressed her off. "Can't move, though." "Way to go, Nastya. You saved my life. You are a true hero." No words can explain how happy I was, but a terrible thought came into my mind. Nastya's legs will fail soon, just like mine did, and the rats will get both of us. And so I commanded, "Nastya, you've got to get out of here. Now, run to the camp and bring the first leader you meet. Got it?" Nastya nodded and rushed out, leaving me alone in the darkness. I wondered if my sanity could take it, and as her footsteps faded away, odd rustlings caught my ear. Maybe it was just my imagination, playing a bad trick on me, but I felt like the rats were surrounding me again. Fortunately, Nastya wasn't about to go far away. Let me tell you this part. It is my favorite part. When the rain stopped, I got to the outside. Saw Nastya running somewhere. I caught up to her, and we headed back to Sasha. Okay. Man, you should have seen yourself. But yeah, good thing you didn't. A talking dead in the flesh. A talking dead in the flesh. And then our princess got back to life after we brought her outside. When her limbs started moving, she freaked out with joy. Boy, I had never heard that much swearing. The pain was unbearable. As my sensitivity restored, my whole body ached as if it was pierced by thousands of needles. My stomach was burning. Yeah. Nastya was dogging around Sasha like, "Sasha, are you alright? Sasha, don't give up. Sasha, does it hurt?" I shook her shoulder hard and sent her back to camp for help. Nastya made a couple of steps and turned like, "I won't leave her." Thanks to our beauty, we could settle her down. The words are going, some of these don't make any sense. Thanks to our beauty, we could settle her down. So we took Sasha's clothes off. All of it. I'll do the same to you if you don't shut up. I'm good. I'm good. And off to the lake. There we used her shirt as bandages in order to wipe her wounds. In order to wrap her wounds after we cleansed Sasha from... Put the details away, please. All right. It's almost over anyway. Yes, we made it back to camp, where we slipped into our couches as if nothing had happened. No adults knew this, of course. Even Nastya kept her mouth shut. She was way awesome. Poor sleeping Nastya. She ran out of candy. Was it for real? Why were you challenging the little girl? I'm so confused. Okay. It was. Want to see the scars? I do. So I'm creepy. Sasha pulls up her shirt. The creepiest looking one is the less creepy of the two, apparently. Dang. It's too dark in here. I can't see a thing. Neither can I. They're too small to see. Try to touch them instead. Oh. Okay, where is this heading? Watch your hands, you four-eyed freak. I just want to touch. You can touch Petrov next time you see him in the sauna. Keep your hands off of her. Okay. Hi, it's like 5 till midnight. Time to call the Queen of Spades. Well, that's gonna be all for tonight. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to tickle that like button, 'cause ya know it wants it. No matter what it says.